Yes. So yeah, this is how we define. This is how we create a database. This is how we this is how we create database. This is how we create tables, and this is how we initialize the columns in a table. So for creating a database, the syntax is create database ref. Now ref is the name of my database. For using a database, we use a syntax called use, keyword called use followed by the name of the database. For creating table, it is similar to the creating database, that is create table and table name. Always in a table there are rows, there are columns in it, so we use round brackets, and inside the round brackets we assign the column name. So for assigning a column name, we are giving the column name followed by the data type of that column. So that is id followed by int. Okay, first name followed by the varchar 20. Now varchar is a data type for characters, and 20 is the limit that this variable will take. That is, first name will have maximum character of 20, size 20. Okay, last name will have maximum character of size 30. You can give any number in this place. For example, I have given 20 and 30 over here. Okay, and phone number as a big int, because big int stores a larger amount of integer values. Okay, so this is how we create table. Now if I run this, look, create table, our table is successfully done. Now to print this table, you have to give this syntax, that is select star from table name. The syntax is select star from table name. Now how does this works? The star indicates all the columns in the table. Okay, star indicates all the columns in the table, and from which table? So from our table. So it is a pure simple English, that is select star, that is all columns from this table. So select star from our table, and when you run this, look, it displays all the value, all the columns in this, that is id, fname, lname, phone number. Now this table doesn't contains any value because we have not inserted any in it. Okay, so for inserting value, okay, so we have one more thing doing today, creating table and inserting values. Inserting values. Okay, so for inserting values, we use insert into syntax and value. Insert into followed by value. So what is insert into and value does over here is insert into uh, takes the what you say table name. Insert into takes the table name, and then values inserts that appends that value in that table. Okay, so the syntax goes as insert into the table name values. Now you have to give each value of each column. So like id, so I have to give id. First name, I have to give first name. Last name, I have to give last name. Phone number, I have to give phone number. If any of the single value is missing, for instance, if I give id, first name and last name, and I miss phone number, it won't work, because the length or the number of columns in it is are 4. So we have to give 4 inputs in the insert into values. Okay, so it is directly proportional to the number of columns and number of proportional to the number of inputs we are giving. Okay, so the amount of columns we have in a table, that many number of inputs we have to give in the insert values. Okay, so that is insert into our table values. This is my first value. Now to give multiple value, you can also do as insert into our table values this. In the next line, insert into values, our insert into our table values this. And if you want to do it in a simpler way, you can also give it as a tuple comma the second one. So that is insert into this. First is this is my first insert values comma, followed by this will be my second. And for example, I have written this also to indicate how it works, that if you don't want to do it in this way, you can do it in this way, that do this and then this. Okay, So yes, so that is insert into this. Though this and this value will be inserted, that is this will be the first value, this will be the second value. It worked. Now I'll run the second line. So even this worked, and I'll just display the table. Look, we have 4 values in it. That is, the first value will be this 2 values will be the first value, and this 2 value will be the next 2 values. Look, this 2 as the first values, this 2 as the next 2 values. Okay, the first value means the thing which is first appended. Okay, in this case, this 2 are first appended. Okay, so this gets sorted. Okay, yeah, we'll do sorting. That is the order by clause. We'll do it later and not in today's video because this is just an intro. So yeah, so we appended this 4 values in a table and we can see it over here. Okay, now the next is inserting. We are done with creating table and database. We are done with inserting values. Now how to drop a table or drop a database. Okay, creating database is simple. We use create database and data name of a database, and creating table is also simple. The syntax is create table and name of the table. Now for dropping, it's exactly the same thing. Okay, there are 3 things actually. There are truncate, there is drop, and there is delete. Okay, so we'll in today's video we'll be focusing about truncate and drop. This both delete is a temporary deleting of values, whereas truncate and drop are permanent deleting of values. So the difference in truncate and drop is that truncate only deletes the uh, it doesn't affect the structure of the table. It just deletes the values inside the table. It deletes the entire value inside the table, whereas drop deletes the entire table in a database. So I'll show how does it works. And truncate is used only for table, whereas drop is used for table as well as for database. Okay, so I'll show you first truncate how it works. For truncate, the syntax is nothing, the keyword truncate and followed by the name of the table. So that is our table in our case. So I'll just do this and I'll run. Look, truncate table, it got successfully compiled. And if I show you this, I'll print the table again. Look, we don't have any element inside the table because each and every inputs inside the table got deleted as we use truncate over here. So, but the columns are still available in the database. You can see it over here if you want a clear view of it. So this is which database is this? This is rev. So where is rev? Where it went? Okay, wait. Okay. Wait, okay, look over here. If you don't see your database, just refresh it. You'll know which database you are using. So that is Rev database. Just click on tables. Look, our table is still present in your database. The database is Rev. So it doesn't truncate doesn't affect your structure of the database, structure of the table, or it doesn't delete the entire table from your database. Okay, truncate only does is your elements in the database will be deleted permanently. Okay, so where is it? Okay, so this is how truncate works. Truncate deletes the values inside the database. Now we'll append this. I have to give this to do it together. Okay, so again I have inserted the values inside the table. Look, we got all the values. Now, what if I want to delete the entire table from the database? I don't even want this table at all in my database. So at that point of time, we use drop. So it will permanently delete the data tables from the database. Now, drop work for both for deleting the entire uh, database, whereas for deleting the entire table. So the syntax for drop goes as drop what you want to delete, table or database. So drop table and followed by the table name. So the syntax is drop table followed by the table name. So if I run this, okay, and just look, it got successfully compiled. I'll just try to run this select star from our table. Now remember, we have used drop, not truncate. So there is no R table present in my database, so it will throw an error. Look, we got an error because there is no R table present inside this database. Now if you go over here and also see, I'll refresh it once again. Okay, so look, there is no drop down menu for tables because there is no table present in my database. Okay, so drop permanently deletes the entire table with the structure with the elements inside it. Okay, and this is drop table. Now for dropping the entire database, I'll again create the table. I'll show you how the entire database also can be deleted using this. Like you created some database, you created some table inside the database, but now you don't want that database at all. You don't want the tables entire, you don't want any of the table inside the database. That means you don't even want that database and you want to delete that database. So at that point of time, we use drop database. First, I'll create this, created, I'll insert both of these values inside it. Okay, I have inserted, I'll display it to you once again. Okay, it's present. Now I'll show you how to drop a database. Just look at the left side of the this window. You will see the schemas where rev is present. Now this is the database. Okay, now if I refresh it, look, I again got the drop down because I just created a table and just appended the value, so I got the drop down in table. Okay, so now for dropping the database, we use drop database rev. Okay, that is drop. Earlier we used drop table and table name. Now we are dropping database, so drop database and database name. It's similar to the create where we used create table table name or create table create database name. Okay, now if we run this, look, it got successfully compiled, and when I run this select R from R table, it won't work because there is no R table, because we have not deleted our table, but we have deleted the entire data itself, entire database itself. So if the database is not present, then how come the table will be present in this? Okay, so if we use ref, even then we'll get an error because there is no ref present right now, and you can see it over here. Look, the ref got vanished. Okay, so this is how the delete, the truncate and drop works. About the delete, we'll talk it in some other video with proper example. Okay, so we'll create this database again. We will use this again. Look, I have created the database. I have used the database. Now just I want to refresh it over here and the database is back again. I'll create the table. Table got created. I'll display the table. No, wait, I'll append the values and then display it. Okay, I appended the values. I'll display the table. Okay, so we are clear with truncate, drop and drop table and drop database. Now, quick revision. Truncate deletes the elements inside the table permanently, whereas drop table name will delete the entire table from the database permanently, whereas drop database and database name will delete the entire database along with the multiple tables present inside that database. Okay, so we are done with truncate, drop table and drop database. Now what we have to do is update. So how does, we are done with insert into values also. Now update. Think in this way that you want to update phone number of any one of the IDs. So how will you do that? So at that point of time we use update keyword. So how does it works? Yes, the syntax is update, give the table name in which table you have to update, set which column you have to change. So update table name set column name equal to, in that column what value you have to give, so that now conditions come where. Okay, so where id, whichever so in this case I'll explain it with an example. Look at the table where id equal to 3, so that is Rachan. Okay, and this is the phone number given. Now this is not the correct phone number, I want to update this phone number. So how will you do that? So for that, this table named is r table, so update r table. Now which column I have to set, or in which column I have to do the modification, that is the phone number column. So set phone number. Now what value I have to give, that is the, I have to change the phone number. So this is my phone number which I have to update in my database or my table. And in which column is Rachan present, so that is the id3. You can give id, you can give any condition over here like id equal to 3 or first name equal to Rachan or last name equal to s. Any condition will work over here, but we use id uh, because that is a unique factor to identify any uh, employee. Okay, so yeah, set phone number, I have given a random phone number where id equal to 3. So this is my condition. If I run this, what will this do is this will go to the id number 3, where id equal to 3, it will go to id3, set phone number this. No, it will first go to the r table. Inside this r table it will find id3, so this is id3. It will set phone number as this. So this 659 and all will be converted into 8698 and all. So I'll just run this and just display the table. Look, your data just got updated. Okay, so I guess this is clear now, how we use update function. So update works as update followed by the table name followed by the column name. So for before column name, set, that is set column name equal to this where condition that this should be this. So this is a kind of English converted into a query, that is update in this table set phone number as this where id is this. Okay, so yes, we are done with update. If we want, okay, now this is update in multiple columns, multiple rows. Update in multiple rows in a sense, you want to set a phone number. Okay, this is not actually a valid point at the same for, so phone number won't be same for everyone. But for example, I have taken this. Now if you want to set a phone number for same phone number for two different employee IDs. Okay, so what you will do is the syntax over till here will be the same till where, that is update r table set phone number as this, where now I have to set for multiple rows. So for that I'll use id. Before we used equal to, or we can also use like. Okay, yeah, for a single column, a single row, we can use equal to or we can use like, both work similar. But for multiple rows to update, we use in. So that is where id in will create a tuple and give multiple rows inside it. So what this will do is it will go to the r table. It will check for row number id number 1 and 4, that is id number 1 is this Saket and id number 4 is this Vedant, and then it will update their phone number to this phone number. So over here it is 99999 and this 65555. This both id number 1 and 4 will be updated to 67580 and all, in both the places. So I'll just run it. Look, it got successfully compiled, and when I just run it, look, both the id number, phone number got updated to this phone number. So for updating multiple rows, we use where condition with in, and inside a tuple we give that condition, so it goes to the each and every rows or every condition inside this tuple, that is id1 and id4. In this case id1 and id4, it will search for id1 and id4 and update the phone number to this. Okay, so I guess we are done with today's topic, basics of SQL revision, that is creating database and table done, inserting values in the table done, sorry. Drop database and table done. Add column in tables. We have done that. Okay. Update values in a table. We also done that. Use of wherein. Okay. We have also done that. So yes, we have almost completed entire topic scheduled for today. So yes, today for today it's done. I'll see you tomorrow with. I'll see you in next video with some different topics of SQL. I'll continue. I'm doing from the basics. So yeah, I'll continue in the next video. Thank you. See you in the next video. Bye bye.